guys? Went to do an unfair comparison video. We're looking at two different grades of trimmers here. We have an Echo trimmer on the right. This is the SRM 230 model. This is what I would consider a low end, and that's not a knock at Echo, low end consumer grade trimmer. It's a 28cc motor, weighs about 11 pounds and holds about 19 ounces of fuel. And we're going to compare that real quick to the Stihl, the FS-131R. This I would consider the top end of the commercial grade. 36.3 cc motor, just shy of 2 horsepower, about 12 pounds, dry, with a 24 ounce fuel capacity. Reason I wanted to do this comparison, this is the first trimmer that I got when I moved into the property. Wasn't real sure what to get. I never used a trimmer to handle this type of brush, so I didn't want to go and spend a lot of money on a high-end trimmer and have it turn out to not be the right tool for the job. I still do use the Echo, so I thought it would be helpful to others to kind of give a head-to-head comparison real quick, if that helps any with the specs. And I should have switched the trimmer around, but we can see the Echo 230s, 28cc versus 36cc on the Stihl. The Echo, I think it tops out at about 8,500 RPM versus about 9,500 for the Stihl. That is going to make a significant difference, and you should see that in a couple minutes here. The weight is not going to look too different. 11 pounds versus 12 pounds empty. The Stihl does have a higher fuel capacity, so yeah, about 1.5 pounds is going to be your difference when it's full of fuel. Now this is one thing to point out between the two of those. 1.5 pounds does not seem like a lot of weight. It makes a huge difference. If I pick up that Echo after running this Stihl for a while, yeah, it feels 10 pounds lighter. My father-in-law, he won't use the Stihl, he'll use the Echo. One, for the weight, two, for the amount of vibrations. While it is dampened on both of these, 36 cc's versus 22 cc's is going to be a big, you're going to feel that no matter how well dampened the tool is. So I'm going to pan up. I've got two very similar sections of brush here. So I'm going to hit the right half with the Echo, hit the left half with the Stihl, and we'll see how much time it takes the two of them. What you should notice with the Echo, it is going to take longer to cover the same amount of ground. I have the same head, the same trimmer line, so from that extent it is as fair as the comparison can get. But what you will notice with a smaller engine, it's less power, slightly lower max RPM. So as you start to hit the thicker stuff, you're not able to power through it. You kind of have to chip into it. Versus the Stihl, you get that sucker going at wide open throttle, you're going to mow over anything in its path. One last thing to point out, and you should see this as I start to get in the video, the pull start on the Stihl, very hard. Pull start on the Echo, very easy. I've never quite figured out if that's just my Stihl or if that's legitimately the size of the motor that's causing that. So let me gear up, we'll start trimming. All right, I hope that's going to turn out. Really just, I called the Echo low end. Echo does make a 30cc trimmer, which would put it pretty close to that Stihl, which is a 36cc. This is the second lowest consumer grade model that they offer. So like I said, it is an unfair comparison. But at the time when I was debating, do I want to spend $500–600 on a trimmer? I think the Echo was around $260. In my mind, it made sense. Let me get the mid-grade Echo. See if that's going to handle some of this material I need to cut. It does fine on the grass. It does start to bog down when you get to this thick stuff, which is where the Stihl is going to shine. You can run, your line runs much faster in that Stihl with a lot higher power. So as you start to get into this thick stuff, this is going to keep cutting, whereas this Echo is going to start to bog down a little bit. So you really have to take a little, back off, spin your motor up to full speed, take a little more and repeat. It's not going to be noticeable if you've got a small section of land to clear like we did here, but over a very large area, again, it's, I would push anyone to get the biggest one they think they can afford. But the con of this unit is weight and vibration. And again, a 1.5 pounds full of gas may not seem like a lot, but it is a legitimate thing that, my father-in-law, my wife, if she has to do any trimming, they will go and use that Echo. They don't mind that it'll take them a little bit longer to do the same job. So I hope that was informative. I had a lot of agony when I started doing this work over ponying up the money for the Stihl, but I'm telling you, it's, within about 10 minutes of using it, I realized it was worth every single penny. And I rarely have gone back to using this Echo. So thank you guys for watching. Any questions, leave them. I'll try and get to them.